Welcome to an out-of-the-box video. Today we're going to be doing a setup video followed by a playthrough video of Cryo. This is a real hidden gem of a game that I picked up. You're in a spaceship that crashes on a planet and you have to save your colonists. The game's a little bit fiddly to set up, but once you set it up, the actual turn structure is really smooth and fast. So I'm going to split this into two videos. So if you're only interested in the playthrough, switch to the next video. If you want to actually see how we set it up, then stay watching this video and subscribe and like. So I'm going to be playing single with the solo rules. So it is a 2 to 4 player game. I'll set it up first for 2 players, but then customize it for the solo rules, and then I'm going to play through it with the solo rules. And these are the official solo rules, which you can download and print from their website. The first thing we want to do when we set up is get the board out, and it's quite a nice change actually to start playing a board game that's actually got a board. I've been playing a lot of booklet games or games that have got dice and cards. So having a real board is nice. This is a chunky board and it represents, let's get it in the right position, the crashed spaceship, and it has fragmented into 4 pieces. So you've got engineering, laboratory, research and development, and dispatch. You've also got the caverns under the planet, and there's a time tracker along the top. So when you run out of daylight, it gets cold and it's the end of the game. And so you have to get all your colonists underground. But we'll get to that in due course. To allow you to do that, you have a set of drones. I'm going to be the yellow drones, and I'm going to set up the enemy faction. So there's 2 factions racing to get their people underground, and that's who you're up against. So I'm going to be up against the red faction. There's a lot of components in this game, and I would strongly suggest you get a whole lot of little baggies to bag up the tokens, because it will make life so much easier if you've got everything in little bagged tokens. So I don't need any of that. So there's sets of cards. I will have my reference cards there. Well, actually, I'll probably put my reference cards over the side because I probably don't need them at the moment. You do need one of each card for the faction that's going to be playing the autonomous. So it's probably a good idea to pull those out at the beginning if you're playing solo rules. If you're not playing solo rules, you can ignore that bit. So there's 6 of those. We'll stick those on. There should be 8. Is that 8? There should be 8. There should be 8 different cards, like a mole, rhino, and shark. There we go. So pull out one of each of those. I will deal with those later. So let's put those to the side. The cards themselves, you can just shuffle those up and stick those to the side. Right. I'm going to build these first. So you've got a whole lot of little cubes that go on the resources that we're collecting. So that was energy. This is technology, and this one is, I guess, green stuff. Vegetables and the like. And then we've got nanos. Nanos go to 0, so the other 2 go to 1. And then we start with 1 energy on our energy meter. The really neat thing about this game is you've got a whole set of drones. And during the game they fly around collecting resources. So it's a worker placement game. And the drones are really nice models. I'm looking forward to painting them. So you get 3 drones, and they go on your board. One thing that's really nice about this game is that there's lots of randomization in the board layout. So each game even though the fundamentals are the same. The crashed spaceship will be different, the layout of the cabins will be different, and the way that you have to customize your drone platform will be different. Because if you can see, the drone platforms have got spaces which you can customize as you play the game. Since we're playing the solo rules, they get an extra 2 drones, so they have 5 drones versus my 3. So you just grab 2 of a different color. That's the drones done. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is resources. So the 4 different areas have sets of resources. The first thing we need to do is sort these and shuffle them up. So we'll sort by colour. If you don't want to use plastic bags, then get yourself a plastic box that allows you to sort by colour to speed things up. Like I say, it's a little bit fiddly at the beginning, but it's an investment in time for when you play the game, because the turns go really smoothly and there's very little downtime. Well, there's no downtime. Turns go really fast. Okay, so I've nearly got those sorted. And go. I guess I could have got extra bags. Then you kind of shuffle them up, and then if you look on here, they've got locations, and each one gets 1 per number of players. So we're going to have 2 for 2 player, and the top one is face up. So there's 1 face down and 1 face up on each of these, and these are the abilities or tokens or resources that you can collect, and you'll see that they fit into the slots on the so this is the tokens that we can use for customization. And once we get those done, so those ones are all spare. So that's what I was saying about lots of variability. You just never know what the layout's going to be in the different areas, because the planet is randomized, and we're going to randomize the cabins in a minute, and then we'll be good to go. Those ones will all go back in the box. And now we'll do engineering. So during the game we land drones to collect these tokens to upgrade our platform. The adversary, the rival, collects them to get in our way. So those are set up. That we don't set up those in, and out of my bag. All the rest of these ones go back in the bag. And that's the end of those. Okay, so the next thing is these are, so our drones will come and land on these landing positions and access the resources. So wherever we land, it allows us to access. However, some of them are damaged in the crash. And so we have to do that next, and that's another level of spaceship customization. We'll pull all those out, flip them underneath, and give them a bit of a mix up. And we have, because we're playing a 2-player game, we have 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. The other 4 go back in the box. And then these are the broken. These ones have been damaged in the crash, so we've just got to find where they fit, and then they just, there it is, we'll just lock all these off. There's some upgrades that you can get onto your drone platform that allows you to land on broken platforms. And so you can see that since we're slowly covering platforms on in different ways, it means that your choices once the drones start flying will be more limited depending on which ones are broken. And again, that gives us a bit more randomization, which these are all done on the Greek alphabet, and I should just learn the Greek alphabet, would be so much easier. Okay, so that's broken landing sites done. I'm going to do the timer. So the timer determines end of game. So the game either ends when it sunsets and it gets very cold, or one player has all of their colonists underground. So we're going to sort these out into sunny and kind of mid, getting darker tokens. And then we mix those out the way. I'll talk about each of these, how they work, as I do the playthrough. So that'll be coming on the next video. And we get through there, Okay, so we mix all those up, and every site has an incident token, and they get one face up. So we get one face up on each, a day token on the first one, and then we put one per player on each of these slots. So we've got 2 for each of the day ones. So that's 6 for the day, and then we mix up the night ones, and we put 2 on each of there, and we put 2 on the final one. The game's over when not when the final one is played, but when it's actioned, and you'll see that happen in the game. And then all of these other ones go back in the box. So that's our incident timer set up. Now I'm going to build a planet. So the planet is a set of cabins. Some of them, 3, 4, and 4, they're only used when you're playing 3 or 4 players, so we're going to ignore those. Each of the cabins has different attributes, so we sort them by size, and then that can have quite a big impact on gameplay. And then we place 3 big ones, and looks like we're going to do 4 smaller cabins. That's my cabins done. The rest can go back in the box, and the cabins with the yellow, with the blue rings get turned over. So they're the first 2 cabins that are revealed, and that's the cost to settle in the cabin, and they're the victory points at the end. Interesting game this, because I don't usually like games that have victory points. I really like this one. Now you'll need, these are your colonists that are in cryogenic storage that we're going to rescue, and they get played 1 in each section for each colour. So I'm playing yellow and the rival will be playing red. And like I say, this isn't not a good board game if you've got a cat. Unless it's a very well-behaved cat or any kind of small furry creature that likes to run around. These pieces are probably edible as well, so don't eat them. They are not candy. And Spatch gets 2 for each colour. And I'm getting close to getting ready. Shuffle the cards, you draw 5 cards. Actually, this is where I check the rules and just make sure I haven't missed anything in the setup. Played it a couple of times, I think that's all good, Damage markers, some are in place. I'm the first player, so the second player gets an extra resource, which I'll play it as it should. So that's pretty much the setup for 2-player. Now if we go to the solo rules, there's a few little tweaks that we just have to change. So we've added the 2 extra drones. So the rival has got 4 drones. Now this is the randomization, and so we take our 1 of each. Remember, I grabbed 1 of each of the upgrade cards, and these get allocated 2 per site, and so they line up basically with the landing gear. And so every turn we draw a card from the draw deck, and that determines which area of the ship that the rival will go exploring. And you kind of think, well, that's random and that's not going to be very good. It works really well. I haven't won yet, and this is going to be my 3rd game. So that determines our drones. They also get 1 card as an upgrade, and 1 card as a vehicle, and they get 1 card as a secret mission that they'll score at the end. The annoying thing about that is with the upgrade is they have to be unique. So the fact that they have the advanced warning upgrade means that I will not be able to use that upgrade if I draw it. They don't use any of the special abilities, it's just more to be a menace for me. The standard rules is you draw the solo as 2 cards for decision making. I didn't like that. I draw a new card every round, so it makes it a bit fresher. And that's pretty much it, apart from I get to draw 5 cards and keep 3. 2, 3, 4, 5. The cards have got a lot of uses, so you can have a card as an upgrade. You can use it as a vehicle to get underground. You also have a special kind of victory points area that you could use, or you can scrap it for a resource. So there's 4 things you can use on each card, which makes them really handy. What do I want? It has to be unique. I'll keep a rhino, a ram. So this one here, interfacing, you can place drones on damaged docks. So if I installed that, I'd have it for the whole game. And that would open up my options significantly. Overclocking's good, and supercharge is good, so I'll keep those 3. Discard pile. Yeah, we're ready to play. So I'm going to stop this one now and start up a new one.